33 also new this morning Cedarburg schools will continue to require masks be worn in class for the remainder of the school year. That decision made just before midnight after a debate that lasted hours.
The board voted unanimously to keep the district's current policy in place after hearing from nearly 40 people on both sides of the conversation. Our Ryan Jenkins is live in our newsroom with more on this sometimes tense meeting last night. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it took a long time for the school board to make this decision, in part because so many people wanted to participate in that public portion of the meeting, and in part because the meeting was almost abandoned when several people in the audience refused to follow the protocols currently in place and put on a mask. The board taking a recess for more than a half hour while trying to get people to put on masks. Ultimately, some did. Others said that they suffered from medical conditions prohibiting them from doing so. But the debate did begin eventually, and the Cedarburg School Board heard from parents on each side of this conversation. Some who wanted masks to be thrown out completely. Others were fighting to keep the mask policies in place, worried about their immunocompromised children.
If the small inconvenience of wearing a mask outweighs protecting your neighbors, then I ask you to put yourself in my place for just 1 minute.
Imposing mask wearing and social distancing on our children by fear-mongering neurotic adults is hurting our children in every way.
And so ultimately, the decision was made to keep the current policy in place for the most part. Masks are still required inside classrooms there and while on school buses, but they're now optional while outside of school buildings. And some people are already asking the school board to consider next year's mask guidelines. That discussion, we're told, will happen at the next meeting. Reporting live in the newsroom, Ryan Jenkins, TMJ4 News.
All right, Ryan, thank you. And going in depth now, a recent survey by the Waterford Union School District shows an overwhelming majority of schools in Wisconsin require students to wear masks at school. 6 out of the 85 surveyed said it's optional. And the one in our area where it's optional is Paris Consolidated School, which is an independent kindergarten through 8th grade district school in Kenosha County.